Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator Alien vs. Predator Requiem, or on the poster it says AVPR. Now, this came out December 25th, 2007. Why it came out Christmas Day, my senior year of high school, couldn't tell you. I remember seeing it winter break, and I remember my brother and I hated it because we loved the first one so much, and then 3 years later, finally we have a sequel. This film is super weird in the context of the Alien and Predator timeline. We have talked and boasted about great aspects of the Alien films, great aspects of the Predator films, and then AVP, the first one, is really cool. It's archaeology, it's going into history. This is a film that was trying to be, I feel, what's a good example? Gremlins meets, I'm going to say, the sexual tension in Transformers. That's the best way to describe this film. So it starts out in 2004, exactly where we left off. The hybrid alien predator, pops out of the chest of the predator on the ship. Other predators take the escape pod and make sure the predator hybrid, gets away. And then the escape pod crash lands in Colorado, of all places, right? In the good old US of A. So then it starts to what? Somehow it takes, excuse me. The baby xenomorph slash predator, xenator? I don't know the hybrid name. Starts to wreak havoc on the predator ship, releases some facehuggers that the predators were keeping to gestate for their next hunting trip, basically. An escape pod went to Colorado, and two facehuggers attack a hunter and his son, gestate, so then there's two serpent xenomorphs, and they're not called xenomorphs in this film again, running around this place in Colorado. Then you have this, guy who got out of jail recently, and he's checking in on his brother who's a senior in high school, and the brother likes this girl, and the brother's getting in fights over this girl, and like a good 20 minutes of this film is just sexual tension between male and female characters of who's trying to hook up with whom, when, and where, and oh, high school's so rough, and like, hey, let's hang out, or hey, let's order a pizza. Like, the momentum of this film did not exist, and you could tell that there's a distinct difference of every director and every writer's input in the franchise as a whole. This was just bottom tier when it comes to everything. But then you have that Gremlins aspect. Now, Gremlins is a hysterical horror comedy, Christmas film, mind you. Conveniently, this takes place on Christmas. This came out on Christmas. But the Gremlins are, reproducing rapidly because of water, and, Gizmo and Stripe, well, Stripe really is reproducing rapidly because of water, wreaking havoc on that particular town. People are dying left and right. There's, military called, and that's literally this movie. You could see so much Gremlins 1 and 2, actually, in this film. It's weird. It's very weird, because this is an Alien vs. Predator movie. So you have the hybrid alien predator wreaking havoc, and it has this way of being its own face hugger, so it can just shoot its second mouth down any woman's throat, pop in a bunch of different alien embryos, and then the alien embryos, because it's a human hybrid, will pop out our standard xenomorphs that we've seen countless, the humanoid version of the xenomorph countless times. No dog version, no human hybrid version. So the predator-alien hybrid can create multiple basic xenomorphs with the human host. Interesting. Like, there's a whole scene in a hospital where he's targeting pregnant women and putting more embryos into each pregnant woman. But how is the xenomorph predator hybrid its own queen? Or maybe it is a she? I don't know. It wasn't explained. It was just so glossed over that there can be so many different xenomorphs, so many different serpent creatures running amok, killing everybody. But the predators are also trying to kill all the xenomorphs, and then the humans that stand in the way. Still kind of following into the code of, if somebody's armed, they'll get shot. But there's no working together to defeat the xenomorph like there was in AVP working together to defeat the xenomorph. This, we have a sheriff, and I don't remember the actor's name, but he plays Braga in the Fast and Furious films, and he's convinced that there's going to be an airlift, in the center of town, so he gets as many people as he can fighting with the National Guard. Turns out that the military is going to be nuking the entire town. So then other group of people involving cricket from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, don't know his name, but he says the best line in the entire movie, where one of the characters is saying, make sure that this girl is protected at all costs. And he's like, what is this, the Titanic? No, screw this. And then the other guy goes, what, can you fly a helicopter then? So it was that was the best part of the entire film, to be completely honest. They escape. They then, the nuclear blast pushes their helicopter out into the woods. Then the army comes and, rescues them, quote unquote. But then there's tension, and then the main brother, the guy who got let out of jail, who's leading that team, has a Predator gun. And then at the very, very end of the film, we have some, high government agency bringing some other high government agency, Miss Yaka something, I can't remember her name, a Predator weapon. And she's saying, this world's not ready for this yet. And then that's it. That's the end of the movie. Like, huh? What? Is she of some relevance that I just completely forgot? I don't think so. I've been binging these as I build my beautiful Lego Spider-Man Daily Bugle set, which is massive. Like, I've been doing one after another. Like, I don't remember her name. Like, Wayland's company, right? That's a big thing that we talked about in the last film, and we see that all over the place for the other Alien films. But like, this movie was just so awkward. Like, why was there 20 minutes of high school romance going on in an Alien vs. Predator film? Bro, I don't need to see a pizza delivery guy get punched in the face because he likes this other guy's girlfriend. What? No. So, I think the next film is Prometheus. I have to double check. I don't remember. Yeah, so we're going to see what the next film is. We're going to watch the next film. And it's different writers and different directors, and I'm very happy about that. I do remember not liking the other films, but I think that's only because I didn't remember the timeline going into those films. And now that I've been watching specifically because of the timeline, I think I will like the newer films. But don't quote me on that. I just have to figure out and see. So on to the next films, Alien vs. Predator, Requiem. Oh, the best thing to have happened from this terrible movie is there was a Predator spaceship toy or something like that, right? It was like a playset, and it was featured in the Hulu series Solar Opposites, which is from the creators of Rick and Morty, or one of the creators of Rick and Morty, and it's featured heavily in season 2 as like these mini people's like hideout and like base of operation. Hysterical. So that's the only happy takeaway I can take away from this movie, aside from Cricket saying, what is this, Titanic? Perfect. In a sad way. I expected a lot more from this film, and it's a good thing. It makes sense why I don't remember it, because it's not good. Not good. On to the next. Mucho mahalo.